Hey crewmates and imposters, welcome back. Today, we're taking your Among Us game to the next level by diving deep into modding. We're covering installation of essential PC mods like the other roles, all the roles, and a host-only mod, plus how to set up and play on the popular skeld.net custom server on mobile. Important disclaimer. Modding involves downloading files from third-party sources. Always download from official or trusted developer pages like GitHub or a trusted mod manager. Safety should always be your first priority. First, the PC installation for Steam. Before we install any mod, we need to create a clean, separate copy of your Among Us folder. Right-click Among Us in your Steam library. Go to Manage, then Browse Local Files. Go back one folder to the Common directory. Right-click your Among Us folder and select Copy, then paste it somewhere easy to find, like your desktop. Rename this new folder to something like AmongUsMods. Let's look at the other roles GMIA first, as it's a classic that combines many new roles. You'll find a link to their GitHub page in the video description. It contains a lot of relevant information regarding the mod. Before we go any farther, let's talk about versions. Among Us gets updates surprisingly frequently, adding new cosmetics and even roles. Mods also update from time to time to match up with Among Us. You have to ensure the mod you download matches the version of Among Us. For example, if we go back to the version history, we will see that the current version is 17.1.2. Now, checking the versions of Among Us GMIA, we see the current version is 1.3.4, and specifically written is that this version is only compatible with 17.1, which means it'll work as long as the first two numbers are the same. Getting this mod with any other version like 16.0 or future ones like 18+ will lead to the modded game not launching properly. So, always check your mod and see what version of the game it's compatible with. If you'd like to see a video about how to freely downgrade your Among Us game to any previous version to properly match a mod that doesn't have an update for the current Among Us, leave a comment on this video and we'll create a detailed tutorial for that as well. For this example, let's say both versions are compatible. Proceed to the mod page. Once you're ready to download, find the version and scroll down and click the zip file. Once downloaded, simply extract the entire contents of the mod's .zip file directly into your new AmongUsMods folder. Now make sure the files are extracted right next to the AmongUs.exe file. That's it. To run the game with the mod, simply launch the AmongUs.exe from the AmongUsMods folder you created. Note that whenever you first launch the game, it takes a bit of time to properly load the mod. So make sure you only open it once and wait patiently. You should see a new version number or mod text on the main menu. This is how most mods are installed, so this is the exact same process for all the roles, Town of Us, etc. The key differences are which of their versions are compatible with Among Us, and the specific roles each mod has. Remember, you'll need to install them into separate copied Among Us folders if you want to switch between them easily. For you to play with other people or your friends, they must also be using this exact same version of Among Us, and the exact same version of the mod you're using. This is a slight inconvenience that host-only mods fix. Host-only mods only need to be installed by the person that wants to host a lobby. These mods are great because other people don't need to install anything to play with the new roles. We'll use a mod like Town of Host Enhanced as an example. Like the others, find the latest release on its official site or GitHub. Download the .zip file. Again, extract all the contents directly into its own separate copy of your Among Us game folder. Once extracted, launch the game from the modified folder. When you create a lobby, your lobby settings will now have new options to configure the host-only roles, like Sheriff, Jester, and Engineer. Your friends can join your lobby from their vanilla games and play along. Host-only mods also help bridge the gap between PC and mobile Among Us because mobile players can join host-only modded lobbies. Since standard mods like all the roles, the other roles are incompatible with mobile, host-only mods like Town of Host, Endless Host roles give mobile players a chance to enjoy modded gameplay. Now let's move to mobile, where modding is way more restricted. Sure, you can join a host-only lobby, but how about creating a modded lobby of your own? The easiest and most popular way to play custom games is through the Skeld.net custom server. This works on both Android and iOS devices. Android installation. The simplest method is to use the dedicated Skeld.net launcher app, which you can find on the Google Play Store. Download and install the app. Then, make sure your official Among Us game is installed and running in the background. Open the Skeld.net launcher and press Play. It may show a short ad, and once that's done, it will automatically launch Among Us and switch your game server to Skeld.net. You'll see the Skeld.net server text in the bottom right of the main menu. iOS installation. For iOS, the process is slightly different. Skeld.net isn't available on App Store, so you have to follow the steps on their website. Head over to Skeld.net and scroll down. You'll see a How to Install section. Click on iOS and you should see the steps. Ensure that your Among Us is open in the background and then click Launch iOS. This should redirect you to your Among Us game with everything set up. Create a lobby yourself with Skeld.net or join a friend's lobby using their code. How to play on Skeld.net. Once you're connected to the Skeld.net server, you can join public lobbies just like normal. Look at the lobby settings to see which game mode is being played. Skeld.net hosts popular modes like Slenderman, Cops and Robbers, Jester, Zombies, and more. You can see instructions on how to easily switch game modes and also check different settings by checking your chat box. To create a custom game, simply host a room. Select your mode, invite your friends, and enjoy. Remember, everyone joining the lobby needs to be connected to the Skeld.net server, either through the app or launcher or the manual app. That wraps up our ultimate guide to installing Among Us mods on both PC and mobile. Hit that like button, subscribe for more gaming content, and let me know in the comments which mod is your favorite. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.